Looks like we are working. We are all working, which is super cool. We're working, which is good. All right. All right, all right, all right. Yep, we're working. Nice, nice, nice. Well, I have like 40,000 different projects on my desk. I am a little buried under different little projects right now. They're all really fun projects, but man, I am just swamped in them. So, we're going to look at a different project. So, some background to this. I love Battletech. Battletech is a very fun game. And the miniatures for it are fantastic. They're really fun to paint. And all of the Battletech games are fun. If you want a really simulation heavy thing, you can play Battletech Classic. If you want more of a tabletop game, you can play Battletech Alpha Strike. They are all fantastic. I have been looking. So lots of times you play Battletech and you just play it on a flat map with some numbers and lines on it. I've been looking for good 3D terrain. Now, there's two schools of thought for 3D terrain. The first school of thought follows Battletech Classic. So, Battletech Classic is a simulation, right? The mechs on the board are not representing the actual mech in relation to the space. They're about 35 times the size they're actually supposed to be on the battlefield, right? They're essentially like general planning. So when they move into a square, that square might have trees on it, and now they have cover, right? But they're in a square that should be 35 times larger than that, right? So, like, if the square is 1 inch, it should actually be 35 inches wide, 35 inches long, right? The terrain is also representative, right? It's not physical, actual line of sight terrain. So, once I understood that, it ruled out a lot of terrain, because I don't like that idea, right? If I have physical little minis, I want them to represent something physically on the table. If I'm going to have something just be represented, I'm more than happy to use the paper mat, you know, or use like a mat of some kind, you know what I mean? Like, that's the same difference to me. There doesn't need to be physical terrain then. However, if I'm playing Alpha Strike, I want to have essentially true line of sight. And that means I need physical terrain. It also means it doesn't need to be hex-based anymore, which is good. Many, many different kinds of terrain. Basically, I went from every terrain manufacturer I could find and print until I found the stuff from someone on my mini factory called the Lazy Forger. Now, there is... Not all of their stuff is amazing, but majority of it is. So, I'm going to give you my one drawback to them. However, everything else is phenomenal. They're awesome little correctly scaled buildings with a bunch of custom little greeblies you can put on them, like this roof, the antenna, this tube. They're all pre-hollowed and they don't have a bottom. If you screw up curing it, you don't have to worry about like a wonky, wobbly bottom, because they typically sit flat. Whereas if you have something like this, you can see how much that fucked up, right? I'm keeping these ones because I want to use, right? Like, that's never going to sit flat now, no matter what I do. I'm literally going to have to warm it up and try it again, right? But these will, because of the way the bottoms are made. So these are phenomenal. I was literally I was like getting super worked up not being able to find anything. Then I found these, and it like literally solved all of my problems. So what I've been doing is I've been going through and making little like blocks of terrain out of it. Because the packs come with all these cool greeblies, like fences and tire things and stuff I wouldn't set on is since I've been using a base for them, they're now more appropriately heighted to the mechs. Now this base is not a perfect width of the base there, right? It's not perfect buildings. And it's pretty fucking great. So what I've done, still working on some of the little ones. What I've done is this. I've done this. So, I have taken these longer 8-inch sections, and these are from a set of what is referred to as hardboard. These come from this. This is like what you would find. You can cut it with a Stanley knife, right? You can cut this with a box cutter because essentially it's just like a super cardboard. So I bought a box of that, and I've been using it to make these 8-inch wide little blocks of terrain. So what my goal is with these is to essentially put them out on the table like this. I'll just grab a couple of them so you can get the idea. Put them out all individual buildings, right? So like this guy, he can't see the Centurion back there, right? Because he just doesn't have line of sight, and the Centurion's behind the building, right? But the Centurion can move over here, and now they can see each other, right? Or maybe he could like duck in here, and now he's going to get cover when he gets shot at. Little squares. Right now I've made 8 of them, and my plan is to make a couple more. Have some short pieces, right? Like this king crab could hide back here, right? And he might be able to get shot there, but if this guy moves over here, super fucking in love with this terrain. It's literally like my favorite thing. Every time I've gotten into hobby this entire week, I've been working on this terrain. So last night I went through and I put in all the gribblies. So all the little like trees and barrels. You can see the little fences here. Like little rays there. All that stuff I put in separate. And the really fun thing is this is a couple different terrain packs from them. And that's fine because they all look really neat together, right? Like they look like this weird kind of post-apocalyptic future city, and I super dig it. I'm really into the look. So what I'm gonna do is they all need an while I rant about random things. You can see some of them have Mod Podge already, but I would like to do another coat. So this is Mod Podge that I got from Hobby Lobby. This is the matte, I don't know. It's just standard Mod Podge. So Mod Podge is acrylic medium mixed with PVA glue. And what I did was mix in a little bit of black paint. Oh, it's actually a super dark gray color. The reason I did this is in case this ever like breaks or flakes off or anything like that. I'm now not going to have like this crazy stark white underneath. It's now just going to be black. And I was a lot happier with the idea of having like, you know, black cracks or whatever instead of the white ones. So I got that trick from Black Magic Craft. A lot of this came from Black Magic Craft, I'm not gonna lie. Not the building the little city blocks part, but the whole like how to base them and all of that part. That came from him. I was waiting for my stuff to get here. Because I was supposed to be doing this last weekend. Because I have a Battletech game planned for tomorrow. My plan was to actually bring all my terrain all finished and have it be like, oh shit, son, look at this, it's fancy. You know? But so Amazon decided that my package went out for delivery, and then my package went back to California for some reason. And then they're like, we're refunding your package. And yeah, so they refunded it. I just had to rebuy it. And then it was here like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days later. And this is going to protect the hardboard from warping. Because this is essentially like super dense cardboard. So it will warp with moisture. But with the Mod Podge on it, it seals it a little bit. Some texture. I don't have to worry about like my hobby parts of this warping the truss. Kind of smacking some on, and yeah, it should be good. Just to give it a little bit more rigidity. It's also going to make it much harder. So this train is going to be much harder to break with the Mod Podge on it. Now the real question is, I'm not super sure how to texture these bases, because I got some baking soda or baking powder. I got baking soda. That. And I was kind of interested in that, but I'm not super sure how I'm going to do it yet. I might just slap mud on everywhere and just be like, it's a mud city. But once I figure that out, I'll be able to spray these and then get painting on them, which will be super sweet. The the trees and stuff, they're colored right now with this super tiny bit of flock of trees, because I think they'll look a lot nicer if I do. Right, because they're a little like sparse and toilet brushy right now, right? But I got like a big pack of like these Amazon. It was just like a big bag. It's like 75 trees or something, and I was like, all right, I can pay like 10 cents a tree. That's fine. I'm happy with that, because we want to redo them anyway. So I got some flocking. First time ever. I've actually never used flocking before. First time using flocking. And basically, after I get everything painted, I'm just going to hit them with PVA glue, like watered down PVA, and then I'm going to start sticking the flocking onto the trees. And I'm very tempted just to kind of one kind of I don't possible something diorama-ness of these more. Just because all these little pieces, like the little shack there with the barrels in it, like that's just so cool. And you know, if I was going to make these like really universal, I would have a hard time using parts like that, because I don't feel like I would have a lot of space to put them around. Had yesterday, so I got it at Walmart for like $2 or something. He only would wear it for like a minute before he took it off, but it was very cute. I took his picture. And he was happy with this exchange because he got a treat, so. Spot in the middle there. It's supposed to be like a courtyard or something. There we go. There we go. Alright. Next to each other like that. Like, oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. And the really nice thing about, like, you know, because these are all 3D printed, right? Like, I 3D printed these with my printer right over there. The really nice thing of these is, like, if I ever wanted to do, like, something crazy, like a 6x4 table city, I could do it. I don't know, all of, like, 2Kit or something, you know? I'd totally do it, and that's really cool. That's because of the 3D printer. Take a good chunk of resin, but it does mean that they're pretty hardy. I haven't really been worried about breaking any of them, and then I just glue it back together. But I broke one of the tines on it, or like 2 of the tines. It's literally like the only thing I've broken. I also haven't had a single failed print, which is awesome from these. So the only it was my fault. I actually ran out of resin on the printer because the what's it called had actually used more resin than I thought it would. I had a really big building from the Asian City set 3, and it used way more resin than I thought it would because of the running out of resin. I think I could probably still use it, but like I can also just print another one. But like for a gigantic piece of terrain like that, that's nothing. I will say that if you do pick some of this terrain up, which I would highly recommend, I highly recommend the Towers pack. It's like $4 or something. So there is also some like watchtowers and stuff. But honestly, I put some on some of this terrain. I'm just not feeling all along the watchtowers. But yeah, like check this one out, right? Like we've got like a little street here down every alleyway, right? Like so cool, so cool. It's just oh god, I fucking love this terrain so much. Just so good. But yeah, so. I don't know what I was gonna say. I had some grand thought. But yeah, there's my city. It's coming along. I got one more of these because I did 8 break it. And I think it's because it's like a very thin piece. I think I accidentally set something on top of it while I was fumbling around stuff on my desk. Because I don't normally do this. I tried to get into it when I was trying to get my friends to play D&D. And then I realized that, like, the whole, like, I'm going to build a castle out of foam, like, it looked a lot cooler in videos than it actually was. It's actually kind of annoying to do. Even though some of the results ended up looking really cool. The actual, like, process I did not enjoy. So, even cutting these little bases, I was like, oh, I hate this. I was like, they're never all going to be the same size, and, you know, like, oh, I wish I just had something I could use for these, and, you know, so, like, the fabrication part of it, I think, is definitely lost on me. But, yeah, how fucking cool is that, right? Whole little city block. So good. So good. Alright, so we've got this one, too, that needs to get done. This one... Actually, you know what? Let's do some trees and stuff on this one, because this one could use some trees. I'm going to put like a big tree right in the front there. So, let me move these guys back to their box, so we have some room to work. So I have to hit the sides on all these guys again, too, but we don't have to do that right now. I just want to have it done before I play with them tomorrow. So good. And next weekend, I'll be playing on a fully done table for Battletech. Fingers crossed. I'll be doing a fully done, massive Battletech table. Well, not massive, you know, this area. Right, but we'll get to play again. Alright, so what are we doing? Trees, that's right. Trees and other gribblies. So to the trees and other gribblies. Let's see. We could put some barrels or something like right there. Something over on this side. No, I think that's what we'll do. We'll just do one tree. So let's make it a big one. Feeling a big tree. We'll use that one. Alright. Hold on. Missed something. It needs to hold the trees down because you can see the trees don't have a lot of like attachment area, and I don't want to drill into the base. So what I've been doing is I've been making the trees little bases out of this hardboard. So you can see how easy that cut, right? I basically just scored it with the hobby knife and then cut it right down. Right, and if I really just want to do it twice, it would just go all the way through it. I should. So I ended up watching videos from a YouTuber called Magathea, Builder of Worlds, who's really cool. That man is like, I feel like he's like looking at like the future. How's it going? What was I doing? I don't know. And he's like some kind of teacher, and I do so much teaching stuff now, and it's just crazy. I feel like, all right. So you can see I got the base covered in glue. Now I'm just gonna pop it down, and because we've got that base, we have a little bit of like wider surface area for it to connect on, because it just has this like itsy bitsy dick of a connector point. But with a little bit of hardboard there, glue down in a second, or it'll just stick to my fingers. Thank you, tree. Or you can just pop up. That's fine too. Motherfucker. Round 2. Glue the tree down. If it would stop getting stuck to my finger, that would be amazing. Old. I'm not as old as the amount of gray I have. Thanks for that genetics there, Mom. But old. And it feels weird. But, you know, doing the best we can. Still doing our best. Alright. So yes, we'll give that a minute or two to dry. Alright, so let's try out that baking powder idea. Let's try that out. We're gonna try it out like on this corner here, maybe. Let's get a little zoomy action. What are you painting? I am painting terrain for Battletech minis. That guy. So they can have a whole city to fight in. So I've been showing off. I've made 8 of these blocks, and this is a little block that I made. And we're gonna just try out different little techniques on it, on the little block, to see if we like it. Man, this is why they pay me the big bucks. They don't actually pay me the big bucks. Alright, so we're going to take... thank you. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. I'm super, super, super happy with it. I spent a very long time trying to get Battletech terrain I liked. And, a lot. Because I don't have to worry about dripping resin and getting it on every fucking thing if I do it inside like a cheapo cake pan for like, I don't know, dozen plus prints. Oh, we've got to put the little barrels on. Let's do the little barrels first. But yeah, they last like for like a dozen. What? So yeah, putting little greeblies down. Some obvious lines of the terrain. And just make it look more like a little city piece. Well, there we go. Okay. That will be our little block of post-apocalyptic terrain. We can have like this blackjack, like hide behind it, and then be like. I'm painting Death Guard Combat Patrol. Nice! The Typhus model in that is awesome. I had a blast painting him. Ooh. Oh. Oh. There's my Typhus. Yeah, I had a blast painting him. He has a ton of detail. Just a ton of detail. A little bit of dog hair on there. Thanks, Papa. But yeah, I absolutely loved painting him. The box is cool too, because you get a unit of guys. Like a unit of Death Guard guys, and you get like just a shit ton of Poxwalkers, right? If I remember right. Did you get anything else in there? Did you get like a vehicle or anything? I don't remember. I don't think you do. I think you get Typhus, a unit of guys, and then like 3 units of Poxwalkers. Thank you. Yeah, I had a blast painting Typhus. He was really, really fun. He's just so chock full of detail. GW, when they were doing the Death Guard models, like, they were like detail overload. Sometimes that's really fun to paint. Like, it really hits the spot. And then sometimes you're like, Jesus, why does this guy have a fucking worm here? You know? It's really fun. One second, I'm just drying my brush off. Alright, let's put a little Mod Podge down, and then we'll try putting the baking soda down. And see what it does. So... So... I got the resealable one. That was more expensive. Just because I was like, I don't think I have a container to put baking soda in. Oh wow, that's... So shake it up, I guess. Should there clumps in it? I don't know. Does baking soda get clumps? I don't know. It sounds like there was clumps. Yep, definitely clumps. Clumps ahoy. We should have like a fine concrete-y texture. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it definitely does. It's very, very, very fine. It actually wouldn't be bad. That would actually be pretty good. You know what? Yeah. We're going to take one of these. We're going to hit it with Mod Podge again. Or should I let it fully dry first? I guess I should let it fully dry. Alright, so we're not actually going to do it this time. Yeah, it needs to fully dry before I Mod Podge it again. But what we'll do, for order of operations, we're going to Mod Podge it, baking soda it, prime it, and then we will go back and in certain areas do mud texture paste. That's what we're going to do. It's exactly what we're going to do. I think that's the trees using Deflock. Alright, so we've got an order of operations. Unfortunately, because I already started Mod Podging these, I can't go any further on them. They need to dry for a little bit first. But, we can... Oh, that guy's still drying with the glue. Shit. Alright, I guess we are stuck for the moment. Alright, well, we're stuck for the moment. So I'll go ahead and let go. Buddy, you paint very good. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of painting is just like learning to enjoy the you can like, I don't know, like free your mind from let go of that idea that you're going to ruin the models. You know, like then your whole world opens up. For almost an hour now. But we're gonna stream a little tomorrow as I put together my Battletech lists for playing Battletech. So we're gonna put some lists together, right, with some cards, and we're gonna figure out who I've got and what we're you know, we're gonna figure all that out, get it all together, figure out what like dice I need, the rulers I need, all that kind of stuff. Because I've actually never taken Battletech to go play somewhere before. So I thought it might be a fun thing to do on the channel, is to, like, you know, figure out the kit you need to go play Battletech. And, yeah, I don't know. Maybe get up to some birthday shenanigans. Because it's birthday and all that. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys.